Hey guys, it's William here again, and I want to talk about some changes I have done to the Wusik SQ200, the sequencer and digital audio workstation. The first thing I want to talk about is the change I have done to the interface. Instead of numbers, now you can use the regular row keys like up, down, left, right, and hit return on a keyboard or just selecting OK from the interface. So if I open up a menu here, you can see now that I have a checkbox next to the option. I just use left, right, left, down, up, just to select it. So if I want to select process, then quantize, and hit OK for the quantizing. And it's much easier to work like this instead of numbers, because numbers sometimes for me I have to look at the keyboard and it didn't work the way I expected. It was a nice idea because you could memorize some shortcuts like menu 8-1 for something or menu 1 and 2 for something, but it was not really practical, especially if you start using the remote controller, because I just released the design for the open source hardware. It's based on Arduino and it's very easy to set up. I'm going to do another video about it, and soon I'm going to have the PCBs layout and probably going to make a 3D printed enclosure with buttons and stuff like that. And so you can see now that it's much easier to work like this. So I just want to add an instrument here. Insert new. Let me see. Just hit OK, and there you go. Just use the keys. It's just easier. So I have this project here. It has 24 tracks, just with some random notes and some stuff just to test out. I have muted the audio, but I'm going to play it and show you the new way I set up the mixer. So let's go to the mixer now. So you can see on the very left there's a cursor there. I'm moving my arrow keys just so you see the cursor. And I can go to a track. Let's see, this track is too loud. Actually, the first two tracks are using the same instrument. So I'm going to lower this instrument audio. I just use down and show me I'm changing the volume for track number 2. I can use shift up and down to go faster if I want. But I'm just going to leave a -5 decibels. And I'm going to go on this other track here on the left. This is track 22, and also going to lower. So it's just easier to work with the mixer this way, and you can still use the numbers 1 to 16 to mute the layers you want, and the right click is going to solo. So it's just a very easy way to work with things. And if you use Ctrl Up and down, you can select the next section you want to play. I just have 2 sections here, so I can change to another one. But just very easy to use the mixer this way. So this is one of the biggest changes. I also have improved the CPU. It was not showing all the things correctly. I think I have a hanging note there. I have this big spike here because I have set oversample to a track, to an instrument. I have oversampled 16 times, so it's making my CPU going crazy. But the program is very well optimized. It's working very well. I have done some fine tunings to the interface, a few things here and there, and I improved the overall stability of the program, and it's running really good. So I'm going to go here and select a new project. So it's going to unload all the VSTs and plugins. That takes a bit of time. It's like closing the project and open a new one. So the interface for the Wusik SQ200, if you are new to it and you want to know how to start using, I advise to first read the manual, but I'm going to give you a few short ideas here. The first thing you have to do is click on the Wusik logo here and set up the audio and MIDI settings. Always use ASIO support. I'm using direct sound here just for this video because my sound card doesn't capture sound from the ASIO driver, so I'm using direct sound, but it's really bad. It's also very buggy. So you just set up things here, you add your MIDI controller, and you can see my MIDI controller is already running here, so I can just play some notes on my MIDI controller and it works. Okay, the next step is the plugins manager. Unless you are going to just use MIDI, the plugins manager are going to allow you to use any types of plugins. I have a lot of plugins from the K-Cox Sonar that doesn't work here because they only work Sonar, so I have disabled them. And what you're going to do first, click on options and select scan for the VST, VST3, and if you're on OS X for the Mac, you're going to see audio units too, AU, scan for new or updated AU plugins. And then after the scan, you can go on a plugin, just click on it. You can assign a custom name for it if you want. You can activate it. You can force to be an instrument if for some reason the plugin is not being recognized as an instrument, but it is an instrument. And you can also select top of list. On my case, I have set up Wusik Station. Where is it? Wusik Station here. I have put a custom name without the 64 bits here, and has also added top of list. So now on my empty track here, if I click menu, instrument, okay, I'm going to see Wusik 8008 and Wusik Station version 9 before anything else because it's on top of my list. So let me add Wusik Station version 9, and I can open the editor. The editor is on right click on 16 or just shift E on the keyboard, and it opens up the editor, so I can load something here. And I have also added a MIDI learn now. So if you right click on the menu, you're going to see new MIDI learn. Okay, I'm going to move a controller on my MIDI keyboard, and now I'm going to go to the Wusik Station interface, and I'm going to select the frequency of my filter. So MIDI learn completed. So now if I move, you can see that it moves the frequency of the filter. But on the case of plugins that have MIDI learn inside the plugin, always use the MIDI learn inside the plugin because it's going to be sample perfect. And while this MIDI learn option on Wusik SQ200 is not MIDI sample perfect. So just right click on my plugins in all Wusik 8008 and Wusik Station version 9. They have the learn MIDI controller already. I'm just showing in case you want to use on a controller on a plugin that doesn't have MIDI learn. So let me add another one here on track 2, new instrument. You can see that instead of instrument I select new because I want to add a new instrument. So I'm going to use the MDA JX10, and I'm going to use MIDI learn for it too with another controller, my second controller here, move parameters. So I'll open the editor, and the editor is just this because it doesn't have a graphical editor. So, but I can use this frequency. Okay, MIDI learn completed. So now I can move my knob here on the MIDI controller, and it moves on the screen for a plugin that doesn't have MIDI learn. So this is a new thing I have added, and working with tracks is very easy. You just keep adding on tracks. You can see that I can go up until I add another track, but the maximum number of tracks is 99 and 99 sections. So I'm not going to give a lot of details here because I'm going to create another video, a short tutorial on how to start the song. So look for that video in 48 hours after this one. It's going to be released. But I just want to show the new stuff here, just do a quick overview of how to start using. And if you want to use audio files, you have to set up the samples folder here. So you click on the Wusik logo again and select samples folder. I have already added 2 folders. So now if I add an audio track, it shows me those 2 folders already. So those are pretty much the new stuff that I was working on, and I hope you guys like it. And I'm going to release another 2 videos, one about the hardware controller and one on how to start up with the program, doing your first song and stuff like that. But be sure to check the manual, because the manual is very complete now. I have added a lot of things there, and I hope you guys like it. Please tell me what you think about the program and support my work if you can. And that's it. Thanks for watching.